what you're seeing here are some of the lines that you're going to be making with the various pencils. As I said before, you only need to be able to handle 3 line weights in order to draft competently. And those line weights are the layout line. You can see a layout line here and here. The object line, these are object lines. And then there's the thin dark line. You can see the thin dark line here and here. You can see the thin dark line is about half as wide as the object line. Now, the object lines are crisp and dark. They aren't fuzzy. You can make the object lines with a rounded over H lead, as we've said before, but there's a little bit of technique that I want you to master in making lines. For example, I'm going to make a line right here, and I'm going to make that line with the sharp. In this case, I have an H because I ran out of 2H pencils, but I'm going to use an H. You should use a 2H. I'm going to make right here. I'm going to make a thin dark line. Now you can see that the pencil point here is very sharp. I'm going to get the pencil here, and notice that the pencil is not going into the straight edge like that or like that. It's kind of parallel. It's leaning in a way that's parallel to the straight edge. And I'm going to lay this line down and watch that I ever so slightly twirl the pencil as I make the line. What that does is that keeps me from working a flat spot into the pencil lead, and avoiding that flat spot is good. Now, it's good practice when you're making thin dark lines to keep resharpening your pencil over and over again so that you can make those nice thin dark lines and keep them thin and keep them dark. With the H lead rounded over, you're going to, again, using the same technique of not having the pencil like this or like that, but having it leaning in a way that's parallel to this edge here. And you're going to be able to make a nice line that's nice and bold, but you can see how crisp. It's not fuzzy, and it's twice the width of those thin dark lines. So again, I'm ever so slightly turning the pencil as I draw, and every time I pick the pencil up to draw a new line, I turn the pencil a little bit. And what's that's doing is it's keeping the cone shape of the pencil lead and not making a flat spot, because that flat spot will make it very difficult for you to make good lines. So I can use this pencil a lot between sharpening by just making sure that I'm maintaining the same rounded over part by changing which part of the lead I'm drawing with by just rotating that lead a little bit between lines. That's kind of all there is to it. As I said, we're trying to get you to the point where you're competent in drafting, so that later on, as you get more confidence and more practice, you can start to vary your line weight a little bit here and there and turn your draftings into things that look more like drawings, but they're drafted drawings, and you can start to inject beauty into them. All right, let's get started on this practice session.